Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Fernandez Show. This is part two. It's June 3rd, 2010. We are outside of the lizard pit right now. We had to move indoors. You know, it started thundering, started lightning, so we just didn't want to get peed on, so we decided to move inside. We were talking a little bit about the perfect game, the imperfect perfect game that happened last night, and we're gonna stay with baseball, but we're gonna move on because there's still more news to talk about, and we got a lot of things to talk about today. So anyways, so moving on to baseball, a big star was retired yesterday. He had to call it quits. Ken Griffey Jr., over 600 home runs in his career, and he just had to just call it quits. He just had nothing else left in him.
He kind of was forced to. I mean, let's be honest. He's like what, 3 or 5 years, a little late for this retirement. You know, he's been injured
his whole career.
You can't even say he was healthy for most of it. I mean, it was easily 60% injured. He was sometimes the DH, you know, so he was still playing games. But I mean, he let's face it. I mean, the man. Let's clap for him. Did great things in baseball. Had lots of stolen home runs from in center field. Was a great center fielder. Retired with 600 home runs, you know, excellent batter, excellent all-around person. Had his own video game.
Had his own shoes.
Had his own
had
shoes.
His shoes.
You know, we're going to congratulate him for his career, but let's be honest, it is way late.
I mean, you have to think about it. He played 22 seasons. He was hurt most of his career. Every season he was hurt for the most part. Maybe take away 2 or 3 seasons that he actually was healthy. But he was 5th on the home run list of all time. You can't just say this about just anybody. He's 5th all time in home runs. He would have broken every single record if he was healthy.
If he was healthy.
So, I mean, and he's one of those people and players that are not on the steroids radar, that have pretty much stayed on the clean radar and the honest radar, so everybody likes him. Nobody that I know hates Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah. But, I mean, right now, let's face it. There's apparently better people with better conditioning. Like, look at Albert Pujols. Look at Holiday. I mean, look at these guys. They're capable of doing the same numbers, and they're not injured every year. So, what do you say?
But some people are injury prone and other people aren't injury prone. And Ken Griffey Jr. has to be one of those people that he was injury prone.
Okay,
but
he
it's
always still all about conditioning.
But it's not like he hurt dumb things like his hamstring or something like that. Those are conditioning problems. Okay. Those are conditioning problems. He busted his knee in Seattle early in his career, and that's pretty much where the downfall came, because he was hurt every other year, and a lot of it had to do with knees. As Dave is now amused by his phone. And we're getting nice and dark here. Guys, you can email the show at fernandezshow@yahoo.com. You can text message us if you have the phone number, his phone number. You can hence the message to show at @fernandezshow@AOL Instant Messenger. I'm twisted on my words because we're in a different environment. Whatever. We're gonna move on from Ken Griffey Jr. We're gonna now talk about the Marlins, and they have bad PR like they always had bad PR. The Marlins now. Okay, before I get to the Marlins, they got pitched a perfect game against the Phillies. Roy Halladay pitched a perfect game against the Marlins last Saturday night, and pretty much what the Marlins are doing is that they're selling all of the tickets that they weren't able to sell during the game, and they're trying to sell it now so you can say, hey, look, I went to the perfect game. So you're buying a lie is pretty much what you're doing. You're not being honest with you or baseball. So
it's going to be the only game sold out ever have been sold out.
David.
It's like the perfect game that never happened.
Douche or no douche?
Oh, complete douche.
Douche.
Complete. I mean, that's, again, the Marlins looking to capitalize on somebody else. Just like the Miami Heat retiring Michael Jordan's jersey.
No, better yet.
Capitalizing on somebody else's fame.
Time out. Why we can at least you can keep Michael. Hold on. No. We're not. Hold on. At least you can keep Michael Jordan and say at least he played in the NBA, and the Heat are, you know, they're gonna retire his jersey, so no player can ever wear the number 23. But why do you have a Dan Marino jersey up there? Why do you have a football jersey retired on the top of the American Airlines Arena? Why? Why? Where does that make sense, man? Where does that make sense? That makes no sense. That's a joke. Just like the Marlins are a joke for selling tickets to a game that's not sold out. I mean, I understand you need to make money, but you're gonna make money off your
Somebody
bad
else.
stuff because somebody did something to you, so you're gonna make money off of them. Come on, man, for real, serious?
Do I get a towel if
Whatever.
I buy his
Let's
ticket?
give credit now to Roy Halladay. He pitched the 20th perfect game in Major League Baseball history. We almost saw 21 last night. Let's not go there. But he pitched the 20th perfect game in Major League history, and it was a hell of a game. The game finished 1-0, and Josh Johnson pitched a hell of a game on top of it all.
Well, beat the Phillies 1-0, or to lose to the Phillies 1-0. I mean, that's a good game.
But
That's an excellent game.
let's pretty much put it how it is. The Marlins are 3 out of first place in the East, which nobody expected to see them there because the Phillies were on such a roll that
At the beginning of the season,
it just looked like the Marlins were just going to have to fight for the wild card.
they're slowing down.
Right. The Phillies are slowing down now. The Phillies are on a horrible slump. They've scored 9 runs in their last 10 games. That's the correct stat. So, Phillies, you need to pick it up, but no doubt in my mind, they will pick it up. But the Braves right
Marlins.
now are hot. The Braves are playing great baseball.
Oh, yeah.
But we're in June. We're in the beginning of June.
Still
Only
early.
2 months have gone by this season. Not even.
Still
About
early.
5 days is going to be 2 months. It's still early. So you can't cry about these numbers. You can't be joyful amongst these numbers because if you remember last year, the Marlins started the season. What was it? 12-0,
Pretty much.
12-1, 12-0, 12-1, whatever it was. It looked like the Marlins were going to go 162-0. So I mean, you can't be all joyful and all that for that, you know.
But the Marlins are on an up streak. You know, we're still mostly dominating our series. You know, we win 2 out of 3 a lot still. So let's keep on that path, and everybody's hitting pretty good right now. Besides for the obviously the shutout, but
Well, the
know,
perfect game. I mean, every
I
team
mean,
has a perfect game. I mean, not every team because there's only 20
it's
times in
funny.
history.
It's like Dan Ugla is on the top leader list of home run hitters so far.
On the Marlins, he's a beast.
You
That's all
know.
he does. That's all he does. He's a beast.
Which is phenomenal. So you can't really complain about what they're producing. They're producing runs, and they're making it happen. What can you say?
So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So they just got to keep it up right now as it is because they're playing good ball. The only thing that their offense is great. What kills the Marlins is the lack of bad errors, bad judgment out there on the field. That's what kills them. They put the runs up on the board. They've already scored 13 runs, which is their season high twice this season. So it's up there, and they're competing every game against all these teams. They're competing against the Phillies. They compete against the Braves. I think they went 2-2 against the Braves this last trip.
Yeah,
So
we're always competing. We're always competing.
that's the thing with the Marlins. They're a young group of people. Nobody gives them any shot, but they always seem to be up there. They always seem to be nipping at you, saying, and you're like one of those kids saying, "Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone." That's the Marlins. That's what the Marlins are all about, and it's always been that way, no matter what team they have. Now, they only make the playoffs when they know they're going to win a World Series because they've been in the playoffs twice, and they've won 2 World Series. So at least they know when not to go into the playoffs
very
and when to
choosy.
go to the playoffs.
We don't like going to the first round and losing. And even that, we're going to take 7 games. I mean, we play the most playoff games, and we've won.
It is
every
what it
single
is.
time.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. As long as you get in there and you go in there to win it, that's what everybody goes in there. Everybody fights the whole season in order to get in. But you have to use the mentality that when you're in, it's right there for anybody to grab. And any team can choke at the end. Any team can go up at the end. It's sports. That's what I love about sports.
And we're
You
always
just got to get in
scrapping
and
by.
you're sports.
Always scrapping by.
Hello, I'm going to put you on, all right?
Whoa.
Hold on. We have a call to the Frank Fernandez show, so we're going to take it.
Oh my goodness, it's like our second one.
Hello, thank you for calling the Frank Fernandez show. What's going on? What's your name?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Frank Fernandez.
And it's
How
a
you
phone
doing?
call from my dad himself. How are you doing, Dad?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
What's up? Why are you calling me today?
I'm calling you because I want to know anything on sports today.
What did you think? We're gonna change the subject on it, but give me a second. We're gonna cut to the next tape. Hold on a second, guys. You can find me at fernandezshow@yahoo.com. Click on part 3. So listen to the phone call from Pops.